Hey everyone, this is your girl Vita, and I am coming to you with another edition of the Polly Pocket. And so, for those of you that don't know, the Polly Pocket is a series of videos that I am going to be filming, specifically talking about the topic of polyamory and polyamorous relationships, and yeah, stuff like that. So, I did a video about jealousy, and I did another video, I think it was like just a frequently asked questions, I don't remember. And so, this is another video that I'm going to do, and I've been wanting to do this video for a while, and I don't really have a framework for it, and I probably should, because you guys know I'm long-winded, so I'll try to keep this short and concise and to the point. But this is something that, as our relationship has gone on, because we've been together now, roughly for about 6 months, still here, still in love with one another. And, but, we're not as green around the, I forget the term or whatever, but we're not as wet behind the ears. We've been in the relationship for a little while and, have, encountered some bumps in the road and stuff and different things like that. And, a lot of, what I get sometimes, I don't know about any of my partners, but, a lot of times, sometimes on Instagram or on Facebook or, people will reach out to me when they find out the nature of our relationship. And from a lot of men, I get a lot of questions, how can I meet a woman like this? How can I get this kind of relationship? How did your husband bring this up to you as if this was only his idea? So that you would do this, and, where can I meet women like you, et cetera, et cetera. And then I get a lot of questions from couples, asking how, we establish this, they want to establish this and they'd like to know how, and blah, blah, blah. And so I'm going to answer all your questions today. Okay, so first of all, you want to get on my nerves fast enough, be a man, and come and tell me how you think Kevin is so awesome. And a lot of what I get or what I hear from men is, woohoo, go Kevin, men treat him as if he's reached this upper echelon of manhood because now he has 2 women instead of 1. And let me tell you why, for me, that is super annoying. And so let me go ahead and dispel all your little myths right now. First of all, I can't stand the notion of patriarchy, so I am definitely very much a feminist. And not in the man-hating sense, so to speak, but in the sense of, the sexes are being different, but equal. So, patriarchy just, it just makes me sick. So, so when men come up to me and they, woohoo, Kevin, he's so awesome. Super Kevin, because he has 2 women, it really, really gets on my nerves. And the reason why I'm going to tell you why is because, first of all, women are not commodities, okay? We are not trinkets for men to collect, and if you figured out how to collect more than one, you've somehow reached some higher echelon of manhood. That is so not true, okay? So, think of all the things about being in a relationship with a woman, men, that get on your nerves, and then multiply it by 2. So, it's a lot of work. And while I know my husband feels very blessed and privileged to be able to have 2 women to share his life with, there are a lot of things about being in a relationship with 2 women that I'm pretty sure he could do without. And it's not all fun and games. It's not this threesome sex fest. I mean, it's really not like that. It's a relationship. So there's work involved. There's sacrifice. There's forgiveness. There's growth. There's, having to come to terms with who you are as an individual and make changes. It's just not all this, it's not the Playboy Mansion around here. So stop doing that. Another reason why that really gets on my nerves is because it diminishes my relationship with Bree. So everyone, Kevin, you have 2 women. Well, I have 2 partners too. Why are you not, lifting me up? Not that I need that, because I don't. But it diminishes my relationship with Bree. My relationship with her is very real. I don't know if people don't seem to think so because maybe we're two women, or, we're both feminine in that sense. And so they can't believe, that we would, have an actual real relationship with each other, but we do. And so it diminishes my relationship with her, or makes it seem like my relationship with her only exists for his visual pleasure, which is not true. So while I'm pretty sure he does enjoy, watching 2 women, because, my husband is a regular man, but our relationship, or my relationship with her, is so much more than that. It wasn't just established so that I could titillate him. I have a very real relationship with her as well. So it's frustrating for me for that. And number 3, it also diminishes the work all of us put in to keep this relationship working. So when you act like he's the hero, of the story, we all are, because we all sacrifice and we all deal with things to be in this relationship. And so people kind of have this notion like, oh yeah, he gets to have his cake and eat it too. I wish it was as simple as just eating some doggone cake, but it's not, okay? There's a lot of work involved. And most men, honestly, like if that's your mindset going in, I can already tell you to forget about it. Like, you know what I mean? You don't have the right mindset. You're not in the place where you need to be in order to, be successful in this kind of relationship. It takes a higher level of compassion, a higher level of understanding. It's so much deeper than just being in a relationship with one person. And most men, honestly, nowadays, at least from what I've perceived and seen and different things like that, you couldn't hack it, okay? So, the acting like Kevin is this, like, superhero, because he has two of us. Kevin was a superhero before Brie ever came on the scene because of the type of husband and father that he was. He's always been a good husband. He's always been a good father. We've always had a very good relationship. And so, he's not extra special now because now he has two women. And most men, honestly, nowadays, you couldn't even hack it with one woman, let alone two. Run and tell that. So stop messaging me unless you're serious and you really want to, seriously know what it takes to be a man in a poly relationship. Okay, so yeah, bye Felicia. But anyways, and as for couples, a lot of questions that I get from couples is, well, how can you meet someone? We want to establish this and whatever. First of all, one of the things that I want to say to couples is, number one, for us, we were not looking for this. This was not the relationship setup that I was looking for. This wasn't the relationship setup that Brie was looking for. This wasn't the setup that Kevin was looking for. It's just something that kind of happened for us. We all met, we clicked, end of the story. So, as far as, where can I meet someone or how can I establish this, I don't really know, it's hard enough to establish a relationship with one person, and so imagine trying to bring another person in and establish a relationship with two people. So this notion that you're just going to go out there and find some single bisexual woman that wants to be with both of you is really, really unrealistic. It's going to take time. It's going to take double the time, because not only do you need to find someone that is compatible with you, you also need to find someone that's compatible with your partner. And we honestly weren't seeking this out for that reason, because Kevin and I have such different taste in women, and we just felt like it would be almost impossible to find someone that would get with both of us. But, here we are, thank goodness, or thankfully. But this notion that you're just going to go out and you're going to find some single bisexual woman that wants to be with both of you, she's going to get along with both of you, is not very realistic. It's going to take some time. That's number one. Number two, when you want a relationship to establish a relationship, just to establish the relationship ideal without actually dealing with the actual person that's going to be in the relationship, you have a tendency to ignore a lot of red flags trying to establish the ideal. So get it out of your mind that, oh, this is the kind of relationship I want. I'm not saying that you can't try to set up the kind of relationship you want, but focus more on the individual people that you're interacting with. Date separately, go out and meet someone. You might find someone that works for both of you, or you might not, but having this is the only kind of relationship that we're going to get into. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but when you're trying to do that, you have a tendency to kind of, like I said, just ignore all these really huge red flags because you just want this relationship set up, instead of actually focusing on the actual relationship with the individual person, who is a person. And so that's number two, or whatever. Number three, couples kind of get a bad rap. I don't feel like couples or unicorn hunting is a terrible thing. I feel like people have a right to set up the kind of relationship that they want to set up. And so if that's what a couple wants, and that's what they want. But you do have to realize that you are dealing with people. And so this person may not like your spouse as much as they like you, or vice versa. And, I don't know. Like, it's just one of those things that I don't force it. That, like I said, what do they say? It's a fart. If you have to force it, it's probably shit, Don't force it. Go out, meet people, interact. Don't rush. One of the things that I would definitely like to say to couples, because sometimes it's like, oh, like we have to find this, establish this ideal, or, oh my gosh, like, where's our third person? It's like, you have a person to spend your life with. You have your spouse or your partner or whoever it is that you're with. And so if you never establish this relationship ideal, or, get the triad of your dreams, you still have this great person that you get to spend your life with. And so you kind of need to remember that, and not have this like, oh, like, I have to find this. Well, how bad is the relationship? Desperation can be detected. So how terrible is the relationship that you have currently, that if you do not add a third person to it, like, your life is going to go on and you're not going to be, fulfilled. Like, I don't understand that. If me and Kevin never had met Bree, we would have gone on and still had a wonderful life because we had a good relationship beforehand. I'm glad she's here. Don't get me wrong. I love her to pieces. We both do. But, our relationship wasn't terrible, and we just sitting around, bored, before she showed up. And so I think that's one of the reasons why, our relationship is so successful is because, there was not this sense of desperation to get it. It was able to be developed in a very natural way, because none of us were like, we got to have this. Like, we weren't doing this. And so relax, join some poly communities. Definitely build your poly circle of friends and support system beforehand. Prepare yourself, read books. There's lots of great books out there on the subject of polyamory and opening up your relationship. Work out your issues with your partner. That's super, super huge. If you guys have any unresolved issues, please work on them before you bring a third person in, because that is only gonna exacerbate the problems. It's not gonna make them any easier. It's definitely gonna give a lot more opportunity for these things to kind of come up and deal with them, which is good, because that's definitely something that we've gone through. But if they're huge and they just have not been resolved at all, it's just going to make things worse, because polyamory enhances the functional, but it does not fix the broken. So if you have a terrible relationship or your relationship has some issues, work out your issues before you bring another person in, because that's really not fair to the other person, honestly. You're supposed to be bringing your best self to your partner. So that's my advice to couples is go out, meet people, don't try to force it. Read everything that you can, learn about poly, join forums, build your poly, get connected with the poly community in your area, because all of those things are going to help you when or if you even get into the relationship. And if you never, find a third person, hey, you know what I mean? It's not the end of the world. So, relax. I guess that would be my advice. And so, yeah, I know this is random and probably all over the place, but whatever. So that's our update. We're doing really well. It's Christmas time around here, and so we're really enjoying it and enjoying incorporating Bree into our family Christmas stuff. And so she's really, really into Christmas, and so the kids are super excited. Yeah, so I will talk to you guys later. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was informational. Sorry. Maybe I'll write some things down and do better, but whatever. Happy holidays, everyone. Merry Christmas, and have a great weekend. I'll talk to you later. Bye.